Forecast. Here's KATC meteorologist Bradley Benoit.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, one more day to get through for unsettled weather here across Acadiana. All of us locked in for a slight risk to see severe weather. That's a level 2 out of 5. We'll talk about that, kind of break down what it means for us, plus the timing of those showers and storms tomorrow as well in just a little bit. But first, starting out upper level pattern, there's our next deep south's next severe weather maker, upper level shortwave trough that's approaching from the west. That'll be generating scattered showers and storms tomorrow. That'll be tapping in to an unstable environment across much of the deep south. Meanwhile, dialing into the local radars here this evening, most of us relatively quiet, still dealing with some light shower activity out toward St. Martin Parish, pretty much crossing the interstate as we speak, but that's about it. Otherwise, most of us staying quiet through the overnight period, with the exception of maybe some pesky light sprinkles, but that's about it. And again, as we head into our Thursday, all of us locked in for a slight risk to see severe weather. That's a level 2 out of 5, so gusty winds, maybe some hail, and even an isolated tornado threat as well here across portions of Acadiana. Greater severe weather risk sets up a little bit farther off to our east into extreme northeastern Louisiana, and then especially into Mississippi, Alabama, and southern Tennessee. But just because we're under a lower risk here across Acadiana doesn't mean we should take the situation that much more lighter. So we pick it up with the HERD model, and again, relatively quiet overnight tonight. I think we've already reached our low temperatures in the mid-60s here this evening. Temperatures rising into the lower 70s by tomorrow morning. Relatively quiet start to the day. Early morning commute looking pretty good, and then we'll see some showers and storms initializing across Acadiana. We'll say around 9 to 10 a.m. Again, overall coverage not necessarily widespread or anything like that, but we're going to have to be on the lookout for some of these loner cells or individual cells that develop across the region and taking advantage of favorable environmental conditions that they could turn severe. And that'll continue through late morning up until around lunchtime, and then by the afternoon, the bulk of that activity starts to quiet down here across Acadiana, but then activity really starts to get cranking across Mississippi and again Alabama, where we have that greater severe weather risk as the low-level jet gets cranking there. So that's where we could see perhaps some long-lived and even intense tornadoes as well, again just off to our east. But otherwise, we continue to dry out as the afternoon wears on. Still going to be a mild day as those afternoon highs approach the upper 70s to right around 80 degrees. So as we take a look at our storm relative helicity here, or basically a tornado spin potential in the atmosphere as per the HERD model, we notice here picking up right around 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, we see some of these purples and reds, and that's corresponding to moderate helicity values, so definitely enough to support rotating thunderstorms. Big question is going to be whether or not we'll see those storms initializing in these areas by tomorrow morning, but nonetheless something we'll have to keep an eye on, even though the greatest risk is going to be setting up a little bit farther off to our east and north. We're still going to have favorable conditions and dynamics in place here across Acadiana to support severe weather, and then by the afternoon, all of that pushing off to our east and things looking much better and starting to settle down here across Acadiana. But regardless, it's going to be a pretty windy day on tap. In fact, winds gusting perhaps close to 30 miles per hour through the overnight period, getting close to 40 miles per hour through tomorrow morning right around lunchtime before those winds start to settle down a little bit as the afternoon wears on. So here's our 24-hour forecast. Again, we'll see a start in the lower 70s. Highest rain chances tomorrow, again, mid to late morning, extending into the first parts of the afternoon. All of us under that slight risk to see severe weather. Again, some of those storms on the stronger to perhaps severe side, and then rain chances tapering off as we head through the course of the afternoon. Temperatures topping out in the upper 70s. Drying out for Friday, but still may have to contend with some cloud cover. Still a mild day with temperatures approaching 80 degrees. Upcoming weekend looking pretty workable, but may have to dodge some scattered showers there for our Sunday.